Morning, District 105. Good morning, District 105. I have a very special gift for you today. It's a beautifully wrapped gift filled with curiosity and anticipation. You can't help but to wonder what surprise lies within. It's been growing there among the District 105 for quite some time now. Before unwrapping it, I am delighted to welcome the district dignitaries, DTAC chairs, valuable guests, and dear fellow Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Sebastian, honored to serve as your Chief Sergeant-at-Arms for this remarkable event. As we unveil the gift, not knowing what lies beneath, let's see the opportunities that are presented to us. This gift has a number of astounding layers: installation of district leaders, release of newsletter, keynote speech, and the finals of evaluation speech contest. I am sure we are all on board to witness the unfolding of the incredible energy, enthusiasm, and the dedication of the contestants. Whether you are a seasoned Toastmaster or a first-time guest, I urge you to soak up every moment of this experience and make this morning a memorable one, an unforgettable display of Toastmasters at its finest. To you, dear contestants, we are here to applaud your courage and hard work that has made you to reach this defining milestone. Every organization has a mission for its success. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The mission of District 105 is we build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Now, to ensure the smooth conduct of this virtual contest, a few rules have to be observed. Speakers are requested to refrain from speaking about politics, sex, or religion. If you have any noise-making devices like this one around you, please switch it off or put it in silent mode. Please keep your mics on mute and video switched off unless advised otherwise, as it may disturb the speakers. We all love appreciations and encouragements, don't we? Well, Zoom audience, please applaud and express your feelings by using the reaction buttons. YouTube audience, make use of the chat box. Lastly, relax and have a comfortable seat. Invite your family members and enjoy this extraordinary session. Having cited all the protocols and rules, now let's get this show on the road. The person who is going to take us through the process of unveiling the special gift is a charming and talented freelance content writer who has been making waves in the world of writing by translating complex ideas into easily digestible content that resonates her audience. She is a strong believer that fun and learning go hand in hand. With a positive attitude, she has the ability to turn even the dullest stuff into a fun and exciting experience. She is the current president of Star of Arabia Toastmasters. Her ambition is to become a famous author in the coming years. Wishing her ambition to come true, let's all put our hands together to our Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Sanaya Parker, to steer today's session. Toastmaster Sanaya Parker, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sebastian, for such a lovely introduction. Yes. That was our Sergeant at Arms with his rapt reminder of rules. Doesn't he deserve a round of applause? District dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Assalamu alaikum, and a lovely good morning to everyone present here or globally to witness the finals of DTAC, otherwise known as the District Toastmasters Annual Conference. Just a small reminder of what DTAC is all about. DTAC 2023 is a bilingual speech contest in Arabic and English for humorous, evaluation, table topics, and international speech categories. For those who don't know who I am Sanaya Parkar, and it is my privilege to be your Master of Ceremonies for today's first segment. With that, let me give you all a very warm welcome for attending the final day of DTAC. The theme for DTAC 2023 is Propelling Progress. And let me begin today's meeting with a beautiful quote. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Do you all know who said these famous words? It's none other than the founding father of the United States, Ben Franklin. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that is constantly evolving and changing. And as individuals, we have the power to shape the course of progress and innovation. It is up to us how we harness that power. From the smallest advances to the most significant breakthroughs, each step tests us on the fortitude and ingenuity of the human spirit. Today, we have a few contestants who have broken through the toughest layers of their cocoons and only one step away from emerging into beautiful butterflies. So let's all come together and cheer for our speakers today. Who all are with me? I know your cameras are off, but you can still raise your hands up in there. With all leaders standing here proudly today, there is one thing you should keep in mind. Great leaders did not set out to be leaders. They set out to make a difference. It is never about the role. It's always about the goal. And these are the people who can translate vision into reality. So let's sit back and watch the most spectacular district officers installation, where this group of individuals will create more leaders than just followers. Now, I will spend a few minutes with introducing this particular Toastmaster, but it doesn't seem that necessary because they're widely known. So to do the honors of this solemn ceremony, let us welcome the most eminent district director, distinguished Toastmaster, Rania Abul Roob. DTM Rania, the screen is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam MC. A very good morning, my district leaders and fellow members on the last day of DTAC. This is a very important milestone of our year where we're going to install the leaders not only for one district, but for two districts this time, because as you know, we're going to reform as of July 1st, 2023, to stay as District 105 and the newly formed District 127. Now, this is the flow of the process, because I already had a chat with the Zoom master Vinish, so we'll keep most of our cameras off. And as I call certain individuals, I need them please to switch on their camera because they need to be spotlighted. Can you do that as a first of all, because I can only see myself. So I'll call you one by one in order. And Vinish, my helper here today, my right hand is going to be spotlighting each individual as we're going to basically start with District 105, then we'll proceed with District 127, all right? So, dear leaders, a very good morning and welcome to the installation ceremony of the incoming leaders of District 105. Today, we finally induct these new leaders and pledge our support to them in the coming year. But first of all, let's thank our current officers, this year's district leaders, for their service and hard work. Now, current district leaders, you know yourselves, please switch on your cameras. Leaders who are serving this year, whether area directors, division directors, district team members, where are you? Some of you are elected, but some of you are still serving. Yes, I can see some of the cameras switching, being on. We're grateful for your contributions over the past year and for fulfilling your responsibilities to the best of your ability until your term ends on June 30th. So you're not relieved yet. You still have 5 weeks to go, all right? But this is how the ceremony goes. But thank you so much for your services, for your hard work, and for your dedication to the fraternity. And for that, we're truly grateful. You may now switch off your cameras. Thank you so much. Now it is time to install the incoming division directors of District 105 for the term 2023-2024. Now, may I ask the incoming division directors of District 105 to switch on their cameras as being introduced. Division A Director-elect Mohammed Bashir, Division B Director-elect Nidhi Bandari, Division C Director-elect Pooja Kumar, Division D Director-elect Yaqub Al-Abri, Division E Director-elect Asma Al-Sinani, Division F Director-elect Rajul Al-Rafiq, DTM, Division G Director Paraveen Paniker, Distinguished Toastmaster as well, and Division H Director Toastmaster Ann Thomas. Are they all in the house? Zoom Master, can you please spotlight them? Only division directors. I request other officers to switch off their camera. I can see the district director-elect to switch on his camera for the group photo. Jamil. Thank you. All right. As division directors, will you commit to doing your best to support your area directors and help the district fulfill its mission? Please respond, we will.
We will.
We will.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. You may now switch off your cameras, division directors. Now, the following Toastmasters have been selected as Administration Manager, Finance Manager, and Public Relations Manager for District 105 for the term 2023-2024. Please switch on your camera as you are introduced. Incoming Administration Manager, Toastmaster Namrata Pandi. Incoming Finance Manager, Toastmaster Sandeep Mohiti. Incoming Public Relations Manager, Toastmaster Avodai Nayagam. Are they in the house? Here we go. Team Namrata, Team Sandeep, and Team Avodai. Will you commit to doing your best to support your team and help the district fulfill its mission? Please respond, we will.
Yes, we will.
We will. We will.
Thank you so much. And you can now switch off your cameras. Thank you. DTM Cyprian Miskit is the incoming Club Growth Director for District 105 for the term 2023-2024. DTM Saju Victor is the incoming Program Quality Director for District 105 for the term 2023-2024. DTM Jamil Shakil is the incoming District Director for District 105 for the term 2023-2024. Now, we'll do it in order, Zoom Master. So we'll start with the CGD, then the PQD, then the DD in spotlighting, please. So this isn't a virtual platform. Unfortunately, I don't have a gavel to hand over to you. So let's assume the gavel in the background is the one I'm handing over to each one of you, right? So starting with, of course, our CGD. Since this gavel is a symbol of the responsibility and authority for the district director, program quality director, and of course, the club board director for District 105. DTM Cyprian, do you accept the duties of the office of club growth director and pledge to do your best to serve the district and fulfill its mission? Please respond, I will.
I will.
Thank you so much. All the best. Now the virtual gavel will go to the incoming program called the director. Can you spotlight the incoming program called the director, please? DTM Saudi Victor. Do you accept the duties of the office of program quality director and pledge to do your best to carry them out in accordance with the district mission? Please respond, I will.
I will.
Thank you so much, all the best. And now the virtual gavel will go on to the incoming district director. DTM Jamil Shakil, as district director, you are responsible for conducting yourself in a way that embodies the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As a district's chief executive officer, you lead members in fostering strong clubs, achieving their goals, and fulfilling the district and Toastmasters international missions. Will you accept these responsibilities? Please respond, I will.
I will.
Thank you so much. Now, may I request all incoming leaders of District 105 to switch on their cameras, everyone, division directors, admin, FM, everyone, and have them all spotlighted. Mr. District Director and District 105 leaders for the term 2023-2024, will you commit to working together as a team and doing your best to help each other meet your common goals and objectives? Please respond, we will.
We will.
We will. We will.
We will.
Thank you so much. Now, dear audience and members in the house, and those who are watching us online, you, the members of the district, have chosen your leaders for the term 2023-2024. You've selected them to leadership positions and have a responsibility to support them. Will you help the district team be successful? Please respond, we will. We will. So I respond on behalf of everyone. Everyone is, of course, saying we will. Thank you so much and wishing you all the best. And this concludes the installation ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 105 for the term 2023-2024. Don't leave, stay here, but now we'll proceed with the installation of District 127. Thank you so much. Can you please switch off your cameras and we'll proceed with District 127. Again, dear leaders, welcome now to the installation ceremony of the incoming leaders of District 127. Today, we'll officially induct these leaders and pledge our support to them for this coming year. Since this is a newly formed district, there are no current District 127 officers to acknowledge and thank for their service as they are a newly formed district. So let us begin now with the incoming division directors of District 127 for the term 2023-2024. Now, may I ask the division directors of District 127 to switch on their cameras as they are introduced. Division A Director-elect, DTM Shalini Menezes. Division B Director-elect, DTM Anita Biju. Division C Director, Toastmasters Soumya Shetty. Division D Director, DTM Shoaib Konduz. Division E Director, Toastmaster Utbat Abdul Rauf. Division F Director, DTM Nisha Verghese. Division G Director, Toastmaster Dilip Kumar. And Division H Director, Toastmaster Kanti Shanmuga Sundaram. You see most of them. As division directors, will you commit to doing your best to support your area directors and help the district fulfill its mission? Please respond, we will.
We will.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. And you now, please switch off your cameras.
Good morning.
All right. The following Toastmasters have been selected as Administration Manager, Finance Manager, and Public Relations Manager for District 127 for the term 2023-2024. Please switch on your camera as you're being introduced. Incoming Administration Manager, DTM Vipin Divakar. Incoming Finance Manager, Toastmaster Mini Kunukutan. And incoming Public Relations Manager, DTM Rehna Khalid. Zoom Master, can you please spotlight them? Should be 3 on the screen. DTM Vipin, Mini, and Rehna. I think Vipin is there, I can see him. Yes, here we go. DTM Vipin, TM Mini, and DTM Rehna. Will you commit to doing your best to support your team and help the district fulfill its mission? Please respond, we will.
Yes,
We will.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. You may now switch off your camera. Thank you. Now, DTM Dr. Abdul Sattar is the incoming Club Growth Director for District 127 for the term 2023-2024. DTM Sujil CV is the incoming Program Quality Director for District 127 for the term 2023-2024. DTM Deepa Surendran is the incoming District Director for District 127 for the term 2023-2024. Like we did before with District 105, we'll start one by one by handing over the virtual gavel to each of the officers. As this gavel is a symbol of the responsibility and authority of the District Director, Program Quality Director, and the Club Growth Director for District 127. DTM Dr. Abdul Sattar, do you accept the duties of the Office of Club Growth Director and pledge to do your best to serve the district and fulfill its mission? Please respond, I will.
I will.
Now, the virtual gavel will go to the incoming Program Quality Director. DTM Sujil CV, do you accept the duties of the Office of Program Quality Director and pledge to do your best to carry them out in accordance with the district mission? Please respond, I will.
I will.
Thank you. Now the virtual gavel will go to the incoming District Director, DTM Deepa Surendran. As District Director, you're responsible for conducting yourself in a way that embodies the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As the district's Chief Executive Officer, you lead members in fostering strong clubs, achieving their goals, and fulfilling the district and Toastmasters international missions. Will you accept these responsibilities? Please respond, I will.
I will. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. May I request all incoming leaders of District 127 to switch on their cameras? All on screen. Smile. Yes. Madam District Director and District 127 leaders for the term 2023-2024, will you commit to working together as a team and doing your best to help each other meet your common goals? Please respond, we will.
We will.
Thank you so much. And now, dear audience and district members, you, the members of the district, have chosen your leaders for the term 2023-2024. You've selected them to leadership positions and have a responsibility to support them. Will you help the district team be successful? Please respond, we will. We will. Thank you so much. And this concludes the installation ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 127 for the term 2023-2024. Now, before I hand over to the MC, I would like to request the incoming district directors to address the members of the district. Now, this time I'll skip ladies first because we have to go by the district number. Sorry, Deepa. So we'll start with DTM Jamil, then we'll listen from DTM Deepa. So Jamil, over to you. May you please address the audience. Then we'll listen from DTM Deepa.
Members of District 105. First of all, at the outset, I'd like to thank our District Director, DTM Rani Abul-Rab, for the installation ceremony, for her guidance and for her leadership of the district, and through this phase as we have reformed into 2 new look districts. As the District Director of the upcoming or the new look district of 105 from 1st of July 2023, it is an absolute honor for me, and I'm extremely humbled that you, the members, have placed your trust and your confidence in me to lead the district from the top. Of course, this cannot be done alone. We cannot achieve our goals, our targets by any one individual. This is the time for us to come together as one, to work together as one team, and to work always for the benefit and for the sake of our members. Remember, our organization works as members first. This is something that we need to keep going forward, that the members' needs are satisfied, that the members are happy, and that we all are able to achieve our goals together as one team. I would like to wish everybody all the very best for the coming term, and it is my hope and aspiration that we will continue to excel and continue to perform. My best wishes to everybody out there, to all members, all leaders of District 105. And remember, throughout the year, whatever happens, let's continue learning, let's continue growing, and let us continue having fun. Thank you so much. And I'd like to hand over back to our District Director, DTM, Rania Abulrom.
Thank you so much, DTM Jamil. And now let's hear from the incoming District Director, District 127. Over to you, Deepa. Thank you.
Thank you, District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Rania, respected mentors, current and past district leaders, newly elected leaders, and dear fellow Toastmasters, a very happy morning. Today, as I stand before you as the freshly elected District Director of the brand new District 127 that will be born on July 1st, 2023, a plethora of emotions are surging within me. I feel honored and humbled at receiving this opportunity to carve new beginnings. And I am overwhelmed by the confidence and trust that you have placed in me. Dear district officers, mentors, and members, I wish to thank each one of you for believing in my vision and supporting me in this journey of learning. Thank you. My vision for our district is simple: to create a supportive and inclusive community where all members can thrive and achieve their goals. They say, with great power comes great responsibility. But I believe that every opportunity creates great responsibility. Today, we all are standing at a threshold, eagerly waiting to embark a new journey. But this opportunity places on us the important responsibility of establishing a strong base for a new district. I don't need to tell you about the incredible power of Toastmasters or about how this organization can transform our lives. But I do urge you to remind yourselves about the purpose for which we are here in this organization. We must improve and evolve and help others evolve into better versions of themselves. Our district has the potential to stand out as a shining example of what Toastmasters can accomplish. Same to our parent district. And I am excited about these endless possibilities that lie ahead of us to realize this potential. I am committed to working tirelessly, and I promise that I and district team will be available and accessible to all our members for 24/7. But for the banner for our district to fly high, we need every one of us to join together in this journey with passion and dedication. The greatest version of us is what we envision for ourselves, not what anyone else expects from us. Embrace our goals, set parameters, and stay focused. Face head on and conquer the two powerful enemies that will keep raising their ugly heads: fear and our self-created comfort zone. Let's fight them together. And thank you everyone for your support. And I look forward to serving you as the district director in the coming year. Let's make it a great one. 3 cheers to new beginnings. 3 cheers to District 127. Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Rania, for all the support. Thank you all. Back to you, Didi.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. We still have 33 days to go. So you still are PQDs. And the PQDs are still CGDs. So still 33 days to go, because we have to pave the way for the success of the next year, because the success of this year will basically reflect on the success of following years. This is the mantra. And I know you do a fabulous job. Congratulations in advance, wishing you all the best. And we're all here to support you. As members, as past leaders, we're all here on the same journey. Thank you so much. And this officially concludes the installation ceremony of District 105 and District 127. I'd like now to hand over the proceedings to our marvelous Master of Ceremony. Where are you? Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, DTM Rania, and thank you to all the newly installed leaders. I'm sure all of us were enthralled by the ceremony, and those who have just become the part of the district might feel even more encouraged to do their roles. So please let us give them a round of applause, because this is a well-deserved honor. As we wish these new leaders to shoulder the responsibility of the coming year, let's also enrich our Saturdays today. So, to make your day more informed and engaged, let's invite DTM Rohin Kumar to the virtual platform to hold the segment of the District 105 newsletter. DTM Rohin, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Sanaya. It is indeed my pleasure to be here to thank each and everyone who have been instrumental in putting together the newsletter. Let me invite the newsletter editor-in-chief, Toastmaster Lakshmi, over to the screen, please. Yes, Madam Lakshmi.
Thank you, sir. Today, as a chief editor of this esteemed newsletter, I'm here with deep gratitude and a sense of accomplishment. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has made this newsletter possible. First and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the trust that you have placed in me and for the opportunity to serve as a chief editor of this esteemed newsletter. Your confidence in me and my abilities has been truly humbling, and I'm deeply grateful for the chance to lead this incredible team. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the esteemed chairperson, chair of DTAC 2023, DTM Rajendra Verma, for his guidance and support. I also want to express my gratitude to the DTAC marketing chair, DTM Rohin Kumar, for his support and belief in my work. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the distinguished dignitaries here today. I must recognize the outstanding efforts of our editorial team, their dedication, expertise, and relentless pursuit of truth from the backbone of this newsletter. I would like to thank and express my gratitude to the communication team for their invaluable contributions. Last but not the least, I want to thank the marketing team for their unwavering support. I would like to extend a special thanks to Toastmaster Manikandan for his unwavering support and dedication throughout this journey. In conclusion, I'm truly humbled to be standing here today, surrounded by such talented individuals who have made this newsletter a reality. It is through their collective efforts, dedication, and support that we have been able to bring valuable contributions to our readers. Thank you all once again for being part of this remarkable journey. Slide Master, could you please share the newsletter with our esteemed guests for them to view? Once again, thanks everyone.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi, and for the editorial team for a wonderful, wonderful work. I'm basically thanking you on behalf of DTM Rajendra Verma, who had an emergency. I couldn't join us today. And I was carried away actually with the work. I know I gave you a hard time to give you the article, so sorry about that. And maybe most of us as well, but thank you so much. You've taken the responsibility out of Anna. I know the details, and you've done a fabulous job, you and your team of editorial team, marketing team, and everyone who contributed to this amazing work. So we salute you, and we're truly grateful for all your efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on this amazing work. Thank you. Back to the Master of Ceremony.
Thank you to DTM Rania, and thank you to the editorial team as well. I'm sure everyone will be reading that newsletter just to make our day today. Now, this morning is going to be interesting as well as exhilarating. Why? Because we will be witnessing an inspiring keynote speech followed by the DTAC 2023 Evaluation Speech Contest Finals. Before our contest starts, we have a very special address given to our lovely audience today, which will make us realize what our theme actually means to our beloved Toastmasters. So for that, I will introduce the person who will be inviting our speaker on our virtual platform today. A passionate Toastmaster who's a part of the Al Naba Club since 2018. He has held many leadership roles in the club, area and division as well as district, and is currently serving as the District 105's PR team, as well as the Admin Affair Chair of DTAC 2023. By profession, he's a software engineer. By passion, a sports enthusiast. But let's not forget that his talent lies in digital artwork. So to introduce the keynote speaker, let me call upon Toastmaster Godson Verghese. Toastmaster Godson Verghese, I hand over the virtual platform to you.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Sanaya, for that astounding introduction. Really pumped. Thank you. Good morning, Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and esteemed participants. Before proceeding with introduction, I request all the audience to switch on your video. You may also use the chat to interact and post your queries to the keynote speaker. The timings for the segment will be green screen at 30 minutes, yellow screen at 40 minutes, and red at 55th minute. It is my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for today's event. This individual is a true luminary in a field, an accomplished visionary and a leading authority whose insights have transformed industries and inspired countless individuals. Our keynote speaker is none other than Mr. Varun Puri, the co-founder of an AI-powered communication coach tool, Udly. Udly helps you ace your next presentation or interview by providing private and judgment-free analytics on your filler words, eye contact, body language, and more. Before Udly, Mr. Varun led Africa operations for a Googlex initiative that used invisible lasers to bring the internet to unconnected areas. He also ran special projects for Surgery Brain, one of the Google's founders. Varun is a part of Forbes 30 Under 30 and was voted the best young entrepreneur in the Pacific Northwest. He gave his commencement speech at Claremont McKenna College, his alma mater. Today, We have the privilege of hearing from Mr. Varun Puri as he share wisdom, experiences, and vision for the future of Toastmasters. Without further ado, please join me in giving a warm round of applause and a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed keynote speaker, Mr. Varun Puri. Sir, the stage is yours.
Hey, thank you so much. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. First things first, it is an honor to be here. Thank you for the invite. I'm not a visionary. I'm not a luminary. A lot of that introduction made me very nervous and very uncomfortable. I'm just trying to build technology to help people speak with confidence. Udly is not the solution to everything. Udly is in its earliest days. It's a good tool. It's not perfect. My goal in today's presentation is to tell you how we are thinking about artificial intelligence and public speaking. I'll talk a little bit about my background. That's the boring part. I'll talk about the vision behind Udly. Hopefully that gets people excited. The dream is, how do we help people around the world speak with confidence? I'll then open it up for a demo. I'll talk through different features on the platform, what's awesome, what isn't, etc. And I want this to be as interactive as possible. So only about 5 people have their cameras on. I would love for as many folks as possible to turn their cameras on and ask me questions. Right? Ask me the tough questions. What about privacy? What about accents? Does this work in different languages? My cousin told me that AI is being used to build robots. What's the deal over there? Nothing is off limits. Before I start, I've also got to say that Kajitan is on this call. Kajitan is an absolute Udly expert. He's helped us build this from the ground up. He leads most of what we are doing in the Middle East and beyond, and I'm very honored to be working with Kajitan. Kajitan, do you want to quickly say hi to everyone?
Thank you, everyone. I am actually right now in Qatar attending their DTAC, and I will be delivering my keynote somewhere in the afternoon. Same passion. I love the product and I love working with Varun. Thank you.
One of the things that gets me very nervous is Kajitan's taking my job. I look online and Kajitan is keynoting at conferences, getting awarded by governments. He knows more about Udly than we do. One of the running jokes on our team is anytime we release a new feature, in 2 days we launch it to the whole world, but Kajitan will somehow find out before everyone else and give us feedback. So it's incredible. Awesome. Okay, I see a few more folks turn their videos on. Thank you to you. If other folks can join, that'd be great. I'll gently nudge and shame people to do that, but if you can't, I understand. Awesome. My quick story is I grew up in India. I came to the US for college. I worked at Google and I quit Google to start Udly. The reason for this is I think so many smart people don't get opportunities they deserve because they don't back themselves while speaking. Right? For every version of me that lands a dream job with a founder of Google, there are 1 million kids back home in India who are way smarter, who've got the skills, but they just don't look you in the eye during the interview. We know this person, we've been this person. I'm talking about the executive who's insecure before their next presentation, a woman who gets talked over in corporate America or in corporations anywhere in the world, the non-native English speaker, the introvert who designs the slides, but then the extrovert makes the presentation and gets a good grade, the kid before an interview. Any of us, the night before a speech or an interview or a roundtable discussion or while preparing for a pathways speech. Our alternatives today are to practice in front of a camera, a mirror, a stopwatch, maybe to pace back and forth the night before our presentation, trying to frantically memorize what we are saying. And I think technology can help over here if approached with creativity and with humility, right? Speaking is far too nuanced. It's far too human and far too beautiful. My goal is not to build robots. Shame on me if, because of the technology that I build, a kid in India talks like Steve Jobs. That is not success. Success is giving people the confidence to say whatever they want in their own voice. When I talk to investors, I'm often asked, Varun, are you building an AI company? What are you doing with ChatGPT? And what about generative AI? And my answer is, we are not an AI company. In fact, we are not even a communications company. I think of Udly as a confidence company. All we need to do is build an ecosystem that motivates people to record themselves and watch themselves and cringe and do that 3 more times. The problem is we all hate watching ourselves back. We'll say things like, oh my God, I have a pimple over here. I hate the sound of my own voice. I can't understand how I said this. Everything sucks. And I think AI is a clever way to get people to do that. I take motivation from what Duolingo has done in the world of language learning, or what Grammarly has done to writing with real-time analytics. Or for those of you all that use Strava, Apple Watch, Fitbit, a Garmin, what my Apple Watch tells me is, Varun, it's okay if you don't go to the gym, but anytime you're walking, you're essentially exercising. Let's give you analytics on that. And that's what I'm trying to do with speech. Hopefully you'll use Udly when you have an upcoming speech or interview to prepare for. But anytime you're speaking, you are public speaking. And hopefully Udly can give you private, real-time and judgment-free analytics to help you be a more aware and confident speaker. Varun, this week you interrupted women more than men. Or did you realize in your introduction, you tend to use a lot more filler words than you do in your conclusion? Or when you started your presentation, you talked way too quickly in the intro. Was something wrong? Were you more nervous for your district championship than your area championship, as an example? Okay, I've talked a lot. I've done the whole vision piece. Look, I'm building Udly because I want to help kids in India speak with confidence. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. But hopefully, if I do this right, I can help millions and millions of people communicate with confidence. We have a long way to go, but this is just a start. My ask of folks on this call is use the tool, test it, break it. If you dislike things, let me know. If you love things, let me know. We're just trying to improve the tool. It's completely free of cost. We need to figure out how to make money, but we'll get there hopefully over time. The other big thing to flag is I am speaking in my own capacity as co-founder and CEO of Udly. I am not representing Toastmasters World Headquarters right now. It's very important to say this because sometimes I say jokes and I give my own 2 cents on public speaking that are not approved by World Headquarters. So very important to flag. Awesome. Any hair on fire questions or burning questions that I need to address right now before I get into the demo? Also, look, there are 97 people on this call and about 10 have their cameras on. I think we can do better. I'm going to give an awkward pause for 30 seconds and look around the virtual room to see if people have questions.
Varun,
Yeah.
can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Sure, thank you. Varun, thank you first of all for being here. I know it's absolutely an honor to have you here with us. I had actually the pleasure of seeing you live last year in Nashville. A question that I have since since seeing that and since hearing about the whole AI and ChatGPT debate is, where do you sort of differentiate Udly from ChatGPT, if that's a valid question? And what do you think is the impact on the people in terms of their capability to prepare speeches? Do you think that people will tend to become more dependent on AI and perhaps lose that edge that they have of doing it themselves, or where do you see it from your standpoint?
Yeah, really good question. I don't have the answer to both, but I'll tell you my hypothesis on both. The first is, think of Udly as GPT-3 or ChatGPT built specifically for speech and for public speaking. Right? ChatGPT is a super tool. Udly has built a personalized AI speech coach on top of it, tailored to your goals and your learning dreams, etc. To your second question of what if people get hooked onto AI, I'm very aware of this, and I'm trying to do this in the most ethical way possible. Right? I envision a world 5 years, 10 years from now where information will be on our fingertips at all times, especially with something like ChatGPT. So if I'm in an interview and I'm applying for McKinsey and the job interviewer asks me how many ping pong balls in a 747, the information will suddenly show up on my screen. Or if I'm a Ford salesman trying to sell the new Ford car to someone, instantly on my glasses, I'll get their data on, which 10 car salesmen have they talked to, what are their buying habits, and I will be able to give them the perfect pitch. Or if I'm a founder and I'm trying to raise money from venture capital and they ask me some question immediately, like, Google, ChatGPT, some AI bot will give me the information. Where I think Udly becomes really powerful is I don't think the content of what you say will matter as much anymore because everyone will have access to the right content. The way you deliver that content will be especially valuable. Can you deliver it with authenticity, with humility, with oomph? I think Udly can help in that Udly will be a tool. The same way if I'm a doctor, I have a medical report. If I'm an electrician, I have a power tool, right? If I'm an athlete, I have my smartwatch, but Udly cannot do the work for you. And as we move to a more and more digital and AI first world, what's going to separate high performers and winners from others is the way they communicate. And that's what boils down to being essentially human in my books. Hopefully that's a long-winded way of saying I don't know.
That's good, thank you.
Of course. Let me share my screen and show you all how Udly works. Oh, sorry, there's one more question.
Yes. I have one question here, Varun. Are you using the scripts of the speeches in other purposes? For example, people will be loading all their scripts on the Udly and their data there. So are you using that in other purposes or other things?
So short answer is no, but why don't we put a pin on this and come back to it after my demo? Let's have a much larger chat about privacy because I get that all the time. Are you selling my data? Are you reselling the data? Are you using the data to train my models? Like, do you have bad intentions? Like Facebook is bad, Gmail is bad. Now I can't give Udly my videos. I'll answer all of that at length. Short answer is we're trying our best to do what's industry standard, but also be a high ethical bar. I want to be totally transparent about it. Okie dokie, I am going to share my screen. So this is Udly. Toastmasters have access to a bespoke version of Udly through their member portal. We highly recommend using that. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to show you the public version of Udly because it has more features. So it's at udly.ai. You can sign up for free. The idea behind Udly is it's my everyday speech coach. Let me say I want to start by preparing for tomorrow's Pathways presentation. I can come to Udly and I can start recording a speech and Udly will instantly give me feedback. I've done this demo many times and I don't want to bore Kajitan because he has seen that version of the demo 200 times. Instead, let me show you a different version. Let's say I come to Udly and I want to practice for an interview. This could be anything. It could be a speech, audience Q&A, a conversation. Why did you break up with me? Why did you fire me? Why do you deserve a job promotion? Why should we hire you? Whatever question. So let me start by saying, why do you want to, what's a good question? Why do you want to join? Why do you want to be president of Toastmasters? There we go. Someone's applying to be the head of a club. And I'm going to start practicing. I'm quite nervous. Hello, interviewer. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy, guys, that I've always dreamed of giving back to society. I've always really struggled with my speaking. And I want to be president of this Toastmasters Club because I think I can help others learn from my journey and my story, and hopefully, help everyone speak with more confidence. And that's kind of, what gets me pretty excited. Anyhow, so Udly now understands the context of what I'm saying and is going to follow up with a question. There we go. Yeah, this is a great question. I'm talking really, really quickly. I have so many goals in terms of improving my own public speaking skills through Toastmasters. I just want brand recognition and I want it to look good on my resume and I want to tell my job about it and I think it will be cool and I'll post about it on social media. And okay, I'm getting too nervous. I'm talking way too quickly. Look, I'm messing around with my answers, but you get the gist of it. Udly understands the context of what I'm saying and simulates a follow-up. There we go. Varun, that wasn't an answer. Can you give me a real answer? So I'll stop over there. But the way thousands of students are using this is, why do you want a job at Google? I'll answer the question. Udly will ask me a follow-up. Let me press save recording. And here's where the magic of Udly starts. I get an instant transcript with what I've said. I could have come and just practiced a boring old speech, not even a conversation. And I've got a series of analytics on my filler words. I've used 11% filler words. That's way higher than typical average. Ums and you-knows galore. I'm using non-inclusive language. crazy can be ableist language, or guys can be gender non-inclusive. Udly understands the context of my speech and titles it Toastmasters Presidency. I'm using lots of weak words, really kind of just so basically. Look, I want to be an entrepreneur like Elon Musk, but I certainly don't want to talk like him. Udly said I tied with Elon Musk on the way I spoke. Now, let me put someone on the spot. Here's Sumer. You had sent me a DM, so I'll put you on the spot. Let's say Sumer is my mentor at Toastmasters and I want his help. So Sumer, what's your email? You're on mute, you're on mute.
Yeah, it's my Sumer's first name, Adhana.
Oh, just Sumer Dana or Sumer Singh Dana?
Yeah, it's the same, just @gmail.com.
Okay, cool. And let me put someone else on the spot. Could I put on the spot? So let's put Yakub. Yakub, you asked me a question. Sorry, I might have butchered your name.
It's YAQ.
Yeah.
OUB. Yes. 616 @gmail.
Okay, cool. So now let's say Sumer, and how do I pronounce your name? Is Yakub, right?
Yeah, Yaqub.
Okay, Yakub and Sumer. So I might say, Yakub, Sumer, oh my God, interview tomorrow. So nervous. Please help. Right. And now I'm just joking around, but I'll show you the Toastmasters value in a second. So I've come and I've practiced with AI. I've got feedback on my eye contact, my centering, my smiles, my loudness, my pacing. You can see exactly where I started talking too quickly. Pretty excited. Yeah, this is a great question. And then the AI speech coach gives me feedback on, Varun, here are the key points that your audience took away. Is this what you meant to say? Varun, here's specific feedback on question number 1. On question number 1, be more specific on how you help others learn and grow. Consider highlighting your leadership skills. On question number 2, here's more tactical feedback. In fact, even better, Udly tells me, Varun, here are sections where you rambled too much. Here's how you could be more concise. I can click into any part of my speech and ask Udly to rephrase it in simple terms and more concise terms, etc. Anyhow, this is the magic of AI. But to get better, I need feedback from a human coach. So Sumer can now go in and give me feedback. Hello, Varun. Start by thanking the district director. Hello, interviewer. It's crazy. And, Yakub might say your light at the back is distracting. The magic here is I could send my speech to hundreds of people and they can all give me feedback, and all of your feedback is timestamped. Right. So I no longer need to play a video, pause a video, say, Varun, at 2 minutes, 37 seconds, you seem nervous. I can go very quickly and critique videos. So now to the Toastmasters use case, let's say I have my first upcoming speech. I can send it to people I trust and they can give me feedback. Or I'm preparing for the World Championships of Public Speaking. As opposed to having to do 100 mock speeches at 100 different clubs, I could just send my speech to 200 different clubs and get them to give me feedback. In fact, most world champions, Craig Valentine, Ed Tate, Mark Brown, Verity Price, etc., are on our advisory board and helping us build Udly. And most folks who are in the latest stages of the World Championships of Public Speaking are all using Udly, which has been a lot of fun. So this is one example where I came to Udly, I practiced a speech, I instantly got feedback, and I shared it with my club and my colleagues. Right? Hopefully this gives you an idea on how CGDs, PQDs, DDs across the world are using Udly to get more members, to increase member engagement. Right? If you have a guest who's come to your club meeting, show them Udly instantly and they will say, wow, this is awesome. I'm going to show you 2 more quick things and then I'm going to stop. Everyone loves table topics. It's the best way to improve. How do we add AI to table topics and help you be quicker on your feet? We've built a series of games. My favorite one is Spin a Yarn. Think of this as table topics, but with extra hardness. So I'm going to get a topic and random words, and I need to include them into my story. I think social media should absolutely be limited to 1 hour a day. The window of time of 1 hour is just insufficient. It is ridiculous that children have the power to surf the net. They should be thinking about how to be better donors. They should think about their well-being, and they should dream about how we can go to the moon. You get the idea of it. I've been given words, and as I include these words into my story, it checks off and I'm given a score. Circus, sticks, coast, right? This game is about far too often we get a prompt and we'll start speaking, but how do you take distractions from the world and include it into your story? There are all kinds of games like playing without filler words, etc. The last thing I was going to show you is, look, you can use Udly to prepare for a speech, but that's cute-ish. How do we help Udly improve anytime you're speaking? So Udly joins your Zoom calls and gives every member feedback on the way they speak. So let's look at one of my recent meetings. I was on a meeting with a lady named Carly in Florida. I added Udly onto the call, and then Udly gave everyone feedback. Think of this as a grammarian meets the hour counter, meets a word of the day person, meets the timer, where Udly gives me feedback on my usual stuff, eye contact, body language, etc., but also my talk time, where I interrupted her, where I had monologues, my questions asked, and much more. I can upload any speech I've already done to Udly, and I can instantly get analytics. Or I could use Udly during my everyday calls without anybody else knowing. So for instance, I'm currently at a keynote, I'm quite nervous. Udly is giving me real-time feedback. Varun, slow down. Varun, stop talking, etc. That's the idea behind it. I can show you all a lot more, and there's a lot more to cover, but I'll probably go into that during Q&A. Let me stop there. I would love questions. My ask Godson is if you can just give me a heads up when I'm getting close to time, and if more folks can turn their cameras on again, I'd be super grateful. Cool, and we can do rapid fire questions. Actually, let me start with the question that I think someone asked me about privacy. Quick answer is the following. You can go to udly.ai/privacy to read our privacy policy in simple English. I get this question so many times a day that I literally wrote it out in like human language, and then you can click in and you can read all of the lawyer language. Our privacy policy is the following. You control your speeches, you can delete it, you can have your account deleted anytime. All of our privacy is modeled off Google Drive. We're bringing speech sharing to the cloud. What that means is I, as a user, can share my speech with 10 people, but I can control whether they can share it with other people. I can control what kind of access they have, etc. Speeches on our end are stored on secure Google servers. On our end, engineers with white labeled access could go in and look at recordings, never for the sake of seeing the content, only to see if the analytics work. We are now getting hundreds of thousands of speeches on the system. It's not possible for us to look through recordings, and it would be unethical as well. But engineers on our end could look at the back end strictly for product improvement. Awesome. Murli, good to see you. You have a question.
Yes, like various social media, does Udly also have any quota limitation, how much we can store?
So not yet, but I need to include it because we are bleeding a lot of money, to be honest. So right now, storage is unlimited. We've got people who've got thousands and thousands of speeches, and you can track your progress over time. But we need to have fair use policy. Like you cannot be streaming Star Wars movies onto Udly as an example. What we will likely do, don't take this as truth, we'll add some kind of subscription in the next few months where you can use a certain amount for free, and then you have to pay extra for advanced analytics, storage, etc. But it will always be heavily subsidized for Toastmasters members, and there will always be a free version just because of the user I'm trying to help. Awesome. Sumer, you had another question?
Can you share someone who has shared with you the benefits and how they have really, this Udly has changed our life through the project or any other credentials?
Totally. I'll give you a few examples, and then I'll ask Kajitan to speak, because literally Kajitan is one of our users who was using Udly and then reached out and is now one of our ambassadors. So a few examples. First and foremost, if you go to udly.ai/press, you will see hundreds of media journals covering how Udly has helped people. If you go to our blog, you can see literal stories from other Toastmasters. So this is a gentleman who won his District 13 contest using Udly. If you go here, you can see stories from dozens and dozens of Toastmasters, right? This is Ed Tate, who won the World Championship of Public Speaking. And he said, well, I won the prepared World Championship. I used to struggle at impromptu speaking. Udly has helped me out, and a lot more. And then the last thing I will share is our community. which is where we've got thousands of folks, current, former Toastmasters, etc., talking about their Udly story. What sucks? What do they love? How has Udly transformed their lives? How other clubs are using Udly to get more members, to stay more relevant. There's Kajitan looking really good at one of his keynotes. And we've got an ambassador program where we've got some of the most passionate Toastmasters from around the world. We give them access to swag. That's Derek, one of our ambassadors in Africa, to early features. And in return, they use Udly, they demo it to clubs, they use it as part of their DTM distinction. And our hope is that they will help spread the message. But okay, let me stop there. Kajitan, you're a real user and you've been using Udly forever. What sucks? What's awesome?
Thank you, Varun, for letting me speak. First of all, I'd like to address Murali that for me personally, Udly has not transformed my life. And I don't think that is really the objective. The objective is, as Varun said, it's a tool that we need to use. The more we use, the better it will be. For me personally, when I started using it, I realized that when I analyzed my YouTube videos, oh, I'm speaking too slowly. And then I realized that if I use Udly and play at 1.25 speed, which you can do, wow, that sounds great. So I started changing the way I speak, the speed at which I speak. My wife is a champion in evaluation. She uses Udly to, first of all, look at how her speech has an impact, a good conclusion. And Udly can help us to rephrase a lot of the content. And the question now, some people ask me, is it ethical? We are all learning. As of now, we are using Udly, at least personally for me, to understand our delivery. What is it that we can do better? Am I looking at the camera? Am I looking at the audience all the time? And it gives me all this real-time feedback. How I use it is up to me. But the more we use it, we will find that our delivery improves. And I hope my example today, I have spoken a little bit faster than I normally used to. Thank you.
Kajitan, you're speaking much faster, actually. I remember when I used to see your YouTube videos, it used to be much slower.
And that's thanks to Udly. Yeah, that's thanks.
Let's go. But yes, Murli, it's, again, use it to whatever benefit you deem fit, right? I don't want to be telling people how to speak. The idea is you see data on your speaking that nobody would tell you as bluntly, and you say, oh crap, I didn't realize I sounded like this. I want to change that. Soumya Shetty messaged me saying, I have a question. Yep, Soumya.
Thank you, Varun. I really liked the way you have explained about Udly, and not just speech, but in terms of table topics, in terms of interview, and how overall, it helps us to become a better speaker. Now, one of the things which came in my mind in Toastmasters, apart from public speaking, the other skill which we develop is the power of feedback. Now, if Udly is giving all the feedback in terms of, table topics or speeches or everything, do you think it will make us more dependent on the software, and somewhere it will, I would say, diminish our creativity, the human ability to give feedback, to get better at giving feedback?
I mean, not at all, right? The way I'm trying to build Udly is to augment the Toastmasters member experience. So as you saw in the demo, I use Udly, I practiced with AI and I got some feedback. But the real value was when I shared my speech with Sumer and Yaqub. And Sumer, Yaqub, if you check your emails, my speech should be there and you can start going in and giving me feedback. The idea is Udly makes the process of collaborating with other humans a lot faster and more efficient. So on the contrary, like hopefully you'll see Udly augmenting, whatever interaction you have a lot more.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, Sumer.
Yep, Varun, thank you so much. I see it as a huge potential in upcoming time. I have, like you mentioned in the beginning, that every day you wake up with a dream that you want to see millions of people using it, and in particular in India, and you want to bring a huge revolution. And from last 5-10 minutes, what I hear, what I saw on the presentation is it's more revolved around the Toastmasters community. And in Toastmasters, we have only 364,000 people. And out of that, only few, again, it's a small number as we compare to the larger scale. And in India, again, we need this kind of tool, and not everyone having easy access to step one is learn English. And once they reach at that level, so you are targeting what's your thought and what's your take on those people who don't have access, but they really want to grow and improve? So
super question. So to your first point, of course, I tailored this demo to the Toastmasters experience because I'm speaking to Toastmasters. My hope is to start with Toastmasters and then it goes viral, right? Like there are 300,000 people in the world who meet once a week to improve their speaking and are paying for it. Super. I'm hoping you all become my power users and my early adopters, and you will take Udly to your nephews and nieces and to your spouses and to your enterprises and to your friends, and that's how it will scale. And that's how we are improving the tool as well. Your second question, Samir, how can Udly help with English learning? I mean, that's exactly my dream. And I'm going to show you all an example of a user I spoke to a couple months ago. You know, typically this guy was in a village in Nagpur in India. I have his consent to share this. And he would try to learn English by practicing on Duolingo. So, you know, every day he'd do a drill and then he'd come back. But now with Udly, he can get feedback on his everyday speaking. So let me show you an example. I don't know, every second longer to load. His name is Saurabh. This is a meeting in November. And nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yes. My English is not that much good. But I will give the best feedback I can give to you.
Thank you so much.
I am using Udly since last week. My experience is very good. What I am speaking now. It is because of only Udly, because my English skill is much improved because of.
Anyhow, right? So Saurabh can come anytime he's speaking. He has a speech coach by his side, and then Udly gives him feedback like, Saurabh, you know, in your introduction, you could have been more concise. Rather than saying what you said, why don't you say, pleasure to meet you? My English has greatly improved thanks to Udly, and I'm grateful. Last week, my experience was positive. This is important because one, this gets me out of bed. Like hopefully we'll make a lot of money and I need to figure that out, but this is why I'm building Udly. And I think it's useful in that I no longer have to go and actually practice, right? I no longer have to think about getting a speech coach, and I can't afford a speech coach. I literally have it with me anytime I'm speaking. Yep, Sumir, let's come back to you in a second. I want to make sure I give more people the chance to speak.
Yes, please.
Navneeta Krishnan.
Yes. Thank you, Varun, for the wonderful presentation. In fact, I'm one of the early adopters of Udly, and we gave a presentation at our club levels, and they all enjoyed. I need to ask, Udly's artificial intelligence is to support the human intelligence, or in future you are overseeing that it may replace the human intelligence? For example, can we expect a keynote address from Udly and the future DTACs and accredited Udly speaker at the Toastmasters International Convention? Do you have such vision?
I don't have that vision, but I find it quite funny, to be honest. I mean, not at all, right? Like the kinds of things that Udly will do in the future is you might give a speech and Udly might say, hey, here's a better way for you to give the speech. You know, if we get to a world where Udly gives a speech, like what's the point in us communicating? Like that just gets it's completely tangential to my vision. I think it's not helpful. And it's one of those, you know, discussions that people might have in the Wall Street Journal on where is speaking going, but I just don't think that's where it's headed. And that's not the company that I want to build.
Thank you.
Yep. More questions. Listen, we got to get more people off, like with their video on. Yep, Luem.
Hi. Okay, my question is, if in a meeting, a Toastmasters meeting, and I use Udly as an R counter, does Udly count individual or as a whole?
Both. So let's go back to my library. Let's look. Oh, I mean, this is a good example, right? I'm on a meeting with Saurabh. So let's assume this was my Toastmaster Club meeting. I can go in and I can see analytics for everyone. So on the call, Saurabh and I cumulatively had 16 instances of repetitions or whatever. Let's look at filler words. We cumulatively had 30 filler words, but I can go in and filter by speaker. And in my case, I had 9 filler words of the 16.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. G. Ramesh.
I posted my question to you directly, Varun. Brilliant presentation, very, very motivating. I'll surely start using Udly. Let me confess, I have not gone into it yet. Therefore, my question may be quite naive, but please do have the patience to answer. The question is, does Udly help only online presentations assess, evaluate, and provide us feedback? If we were to be in an offline state of presentation and stuff like that, how can we take access of Udly to help us with our offline presentations?
By recording your offline presentation, going to Udly and then pressing the upload button, and you'll get the exact same analysis. So for instance, I uploaded speeches by, what's a fun one? King Charles just gave his first coronation speech. I recorded it, I uploaded to Udly, and boom, there are all of his analytics. In fact, that's what a lot of the world champion folks do. Fun fact, when I pitched this to the Toastmasters board of directors, I took speeches from all the world champions, I uploaded to Udly, and I was like, here are their statistics.
Okay. So it's the feedback after the presentation that you are likely to get and not during the presentation that you're likely to get.
I mean, you can use it during, right? Like if you have Udly on your phone and someone's recording you or your computer's on and you're giving an offline presentation, you can just look over at Udly and you'll get the real-time feedback. It's really up to you, right? To the point that I've always said is Udly is your assistant. You can make of it what you want.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Of course. Someone asked me a question, will it come in vernacular in Hindi? Of course, right? We started with English only. I need to build the company and the business. I'm building this to help folks with Hindi, but I have thousands of users using this in Mandarin, French, Italian, Spanish. The application is the same. Come and practice with AI, get analytics on your eye contact, pacing, body language, share your speeches with colleagues, get feedback. The transcript is currently English only. Deepa Surendran asks me, what motivated you to come up with this app? How did you realize the importance of communication? Super question. Quick summary is, I'm an immigrant in the US. Fitting in is incredibly hard. I grew up in India. We didn't learn public speaking or communication skills. It's not part of our CBSE system where I was, doing the go-to science, math stuff nonstop, for those of you all that know Hindi. And when I came to the US and I'm in corporate America, I've realized that's the only thing that matters. It's about how you play the game, right? You can be a level 5 engineer at Google and not get a promotion for 20 years because your manager said you need to be a leader, which is essentially how you communicate. Like, are you presenting to teams and do you come across with oomph in your everyday meetings? And I just think I can help, and I think technology can help. So that's why I started. And then obviously the goal is much bigger, to help more people. Okay, I got another question saying the Udly Ambassador Program, how do you enroll? Yep, so context on the Ambassador Program is we take a select few people from across the world, folks who are the most passionate Toastmasters and very passionate about Udly. We bring you into a select community where Kajitan is our superstar. We give you early access to new features, a monthly call with our team, pretty much direct access to anyone on the team. In fact, I jumped onto this call early because Kajitan WhatsApped me saying, Varun, you should join right now. You'll get swag, you'll get a badge for social media. If you're preparing to be a DTM, you can use all of the Udly speaking engagements. Like I think Kajitan does a Udly demo now, maybe once, twice a week. He's keynoting across the world. So it's a great opportunity for ambassadors. My ask though is actually add value, right? Like help spread the message about Udly. It's an unpaid thing. I want to do this where it's like a win-win situation for both. So if you're interested, go to udly.ai/community. That is our community forum. Join, send me a message. We'll have a little bit of a discussion, and then I'm happy to add you to the ambassadors channel. And I can send the link. More questions. Actually, a lot of people are sending me questions in chat. I'm not going to do any more chat questions because I want to hear from people. So anybody who puts their camera on and asks will get points. Yep, Chetan.
Yes, hi. Fantastic presentation and fantastic vocabulary, which I'm hearing from you. I don't know, I didn't hear, when did you start Udly? How many years ago? You look hardly 20, 25 years old.
I started a little over a year ago. But I'm older than I look. It's sad. I'm 28.
How do you look at Udly in next 2 years' time then?
Look, I mean, to be totally vulnerable is I've got to figure out monetization, right? Like we are dealing with speeches in volume. We're doing heavy duty AI processing, and I want to do good in the world, but there's only so much good I can do. And I've got investors asking us for what the long-term plan is. So if I have a magic wand, hopefully in the next 2 years, every Toastmaster is using it. We've got millions of folks loving and using Udly. We then put some kind of subscription in place, and our users take us into enterprises. So for those of you all who work at, I don't know, Deloitte, Bain, McKinsey, any company, hopefully your company say, wow, every employee needs access to Udly, and they then buy a bunch of Udly seats. In terms of functionality, my hope is Udly is like your buddy by your side anytime you speak, right? Like your spouse who pokes you under the table at dinner saying like, Chetan, you've cracked the same joke 5 times. It's not landing. Like Varun, his name is Bob, not like Rajesh. Shut up right now. How do we make Udly like that kind of personalized coach that you trust and respect? So we're building a lot in that vein. Yes, Hemlata.
We simply have to register once and then we can test ourselves. Thank you.
Totally. And my ask of you all, to be honest, is go to udly.ai, sign up and use the tool. I get 1 million people giving me ideas like this armchair product management and ideas are a dime a dozen. Varun, I wish it could give feedback on vocal fry and uptalk. And have you thought about this and that? And with all humility, the answer is yes. We are working on a lot of it. I'm not looking for abstract feedback. I'm looking for feedback from folks like Kajitan who use the tool every day and they're like, oh, if I just had this one feature, Varun, it would really change my life. Or I find it really annoying that when I leave my 20th comment, I don't have a keyboard shortcut. My goal in building products is we'll build it one step at a time, but I want to take feedback from our most passionate users who are actually giving it a shot. Awesome. Yes, Himlata, sorry.
Yeah, good morning, Varun. It was a wonderful presentation. I really loved it. Before also I attended in Bahrain. I'm from Bahrain now. So I would like to know, I used Udly in games form and really I enjoyed it. But when I was using Spin Gyan, I was using same word, but that Udly was not able to catch my words. So I would like to know how we can get pronunciation, how we can get that feedback, means how we can change that pronunciation, Udly can understand us.
Yeah, because Udly didn't work. Who builds this garbage software? I gotta apologize. Now I'm joking. It's probably one of two things. Either there was a bug in our system, which happens from time to time, or alternatively, Udly did not understand the word you were saying, right? True. A lot of people use Udly as a pronunciation coach saying, well, if Udly doesn't understand what I'm saying, and Udly is like, you know, top of the line speech to text, it's like Google Home, Alexa, Siri, it's likely that another individual may not understand what I'm saying as well. So give it a try again. If you have issues, let me know. If it still doesn't detect you, use Spinayan to have fun. Don't over-index on the AI.
Okay. Because I try my best because it was keep coming that word. So I was trying to use same word in another sentences, but still he was not able to take. So it was my fault, my pronunciation, he was not able to understand, or it was. So yeah. I was thinking how we can improve that.
Yeah, I think so. There are two parts to that. One is if your internet is unreliable, then the stream of words coming into Udly isn't that clear. So it could be that. And second, I love that you called it he rather than it. Like I'm seeing people around the world give Udly this different personality. Like, please run with it. Awesome. Jamil.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Jamil, I can't.
With regards to the...
Oh, I can now.
Sorry, me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, great. Thank you, Varun. A quick question to you. The Udly itself, is it available as a smartphone app yet?
So it's not available as an app, and that's an intentional. Oh, I don't know who this is.
Can you please mute?
I haven't heard like good Hindi in a long time, so this is making me happy. Okay, anyhow. So we've intentionally not built Udly as an app. The reason is, people have their most important presentations, discussions, etc. on their computer, but you can use Udly on your mobile phone by going to udly.ai, and that's essentially a smartphone app experience.
Okay, because my second question was sort of linked to the first one. Do you envision Udly sort of like you mentioned earlier a while ago when you answered Chetan, is that do you envision Udly being something that we can use live during a speech, for example, during a club meeting when I'm giving, let's say, a table topic and I have Udly plugged in my ear and telling me those words, prompting me those words that I need to say during my table topic, which you just showed on screen, but rather than seeing them on screen, I actually have it being fed live into my, of course, it's going to need a bit more multitasking on my part to hear those and instantly use them. But is it also something that you see this happening in the future, where this thing talks to, or Udly talks to you in your ear as you're speaking? It listens to you and instantly gives you feedback.
Short answer is yes. Like the possibilities are endless. You can actually do versions of that right now. I won't tell you how. Like, go give the tool a spin, struggle with it, etc. It gets me excited when people make Udly their own. One thing I'll say is I'm seeing a lot of Toastmasters clubs come up with a new member called like the chief Udly officer, the chief Udler, who's responsible for using AI in their club meetings and giving everyone feedback. That's been really exciting for us. Okay, Harish.
Hi, Varun. Sorry, I would have missed this. I don't know if you have covered this. I just wanted to check. It's a different kind of question. The word Udly, I have heard, comes from our great Kishore Kumar, who used to yodel. And this was a Swiss song type. So is there any connection with that, or it just came as a word to you?
It's a good question. I won't give you the actual answer because this call is being recorded and I'll get into trouble. But the version that I tell, journalists, investors, etc., is that yes, it's a play on the word yodeling, which is a type of voice exercise that has roots in Sound of Music and Kishore Kumar stuff and whatnot. Okay. The actual question is, if you use Udly a lot and we actually become friends, I'll give you more scoop later.
I am a user of Udly, and I have used it, and I was one of the finalists in the international speech contest this year. So it has helped me.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, we'd love to, by the way, we'd love to spotlight your story, put it on our blog, on our social media channels, etc. So sign up for our community and, hopefully we can do some fun stuff together.
Yeah. The one observation which I had, I don't know whether the current version you have rectified, the duration of the recording is limited. I think it's more for a table topic speech or a evaluation speech, which can be recorded. Downloaded speech, full speech can be downloaded, 7 minutes. But when you are recording live, it takes only, I think, 3 minutes or 4 minutes speech.
No. We've changed all of that. You can do 30, 40 minutes. I can come, let's say I want to give a speech. I can change my timer settings. So I can do 135, or I can say, let me do 20-minute speech, done. And
fantastic.
I can do my thing. Yeah, no, Harish, your story is good, right? Like, you're a DTM, you seem techie, you're asking me fun questions. You've done well at the World Championships. I'd be very grateful if you can help evangelize the Udly story and hopefully help other people reach where you are.
Great. I'm for it.
Thank you, sir. Awesome. I hope to see you in our community.
Thank you.
Okay. More questions. Ashok. And I know I have 7 minutes left, so I'll start winding down. Yep, Ashok.
Thank you, Mr. Arun, for that wonderful presentation. It was awesome and engaging. Now, I understand that Udly gives the feedback in a written form, but just want to know, is in your software, is there anything what real evaluator gives? Is a spoken evaluation is there, or you have plans? If not there, if you have any plans to make a development?
And again, I can talk about the short answer to hey, is this on your roadmap? The answer is yes. We'll build versions of it soon. But today, voice feedback is not there. Though Udly does have things like if you give a speech, Udly can replay your speech with all of your filler words automatically deleted. So there are versions of that, but Udly's feedback is currently text only. We are working on more. Awesome. Riyadh, you just came off. You just came onto video, so I'm guessing you have a question. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. If you don't, you can just give me a thumbs up.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Myself, I'm the president of the Toastmasters Club in Abu Dhabi, UAE. So I just wanted to know, after listening to you, I understood that this is a great tool that can be implemented across our club for our members' improvement in various aspects. So do you have some introductory videos on things like that for me to launch it within our club members and our club can use it?
If you go to Udly and sign in on the homepage, you've got a bunch of tutorials on how to make the most of Udly. And then if you go to this link, which I will send, you've got, if you follow Udly on YouTube, essentially, we've got playlists on best practices, how Toastmasters can make the best of it, etc. And I'm going to share that with everyone. And then if you want real expert advice, Kajitan is your man. But Kajitan's very busy now. We need to get him like a little Udly team of his own. Kajitan or me or the community.
Can people like Kajitan give a speech in our clubs to educate our members, something like that?
It depends, Kajitan.
Of course, that is possible. Plus, we have a couple of Udly ambassadors also in the Middle East who are very eager to come to clubs and deliver workshops, trainings to help your club members. And by the way, Udly is not just for speech coaching. You can use it in so many ways. I have found clubs using it. Suppose, let's say in one meeting, your grammarian doesn't turn up. You know, you can use Udly as a grammarian for the day. I have used it and I have demonstrated to others how it can be done. Or an R counter, you don't have a role to fill. You could use for that. Obviously, it is not what I should say, the right way to do it, but you know, this day especially we all struggle to get roles to be filled up. So that can also actually excite people. Oh, this can be done. You can run an entire grammarian role using a Udly. How is that possible? And you start learning things that you were not thinking before. So we are there.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's what we are looking for, also to enlighten the people and motivate them to take it upward to any direction which they like. Overall improvement is the target.
Listen, Riyad, if you join our community, we've got a Toastmaster specific channel where, you know, region advisors and district directors and champions and DTMs are all hanging out, sharing their Udly best practices. So come ask questions, join, etc.
We will do that. We will do that.
Kajitan, thanks for being cool as always. TM Riston.
Yeah, thank you so much, Varun. The presentation was amazing. I want to know something outside Udly. So you have been now running this almost startup for 1 year. What do you find that's most difficult while doing this? And also, how are you going to package the software for basically enterprises and other things? Because currently I've read the blogs and I can see most of it, even the one which it has analyzed Obama's speech, most of it is more outside, you can say entrepreneurs related, and it's more Toastmasters focused. So, but when you are pitching to VCs, I'm sure you will get the question like, how are you going to package it to an enterprise level? And anyway, thank you for the presentation, and I'm definitely looking forward to use this software, especially after this.
Well, thank you. Really good question, right? Like, how are we going to sell this to enterprises? And this is, again, me being vulnerable and asking for help is, I hope everyone on this call uses Udly and loves it and goes and tells their enterprises, their head of HR, sales, learning and development, saying, we need Udly. The way we then build it, I don't know, let's say for whatever, like Abu Dhabi University or Harvard Business School, or like even Google, is we'll just give them an enterprise license. They'll have their white labeled version of Udly with, you know, enterprise admin privacy, single sign-on, only their employees can access it, data stored in a different server, etc. And then they just buy seats for us. But it's too much of a pain for me to go and find the enterprise and then sell. I'm hoping y'all will love the tool, and then y'all will tell 10 people in your enterprise, and then all of y'all will be using it, and it's a no-brainer, right? Like Grammarly, Box, Dropbox, Slack have all done the same thing. Your second question on what's hard, I mean, so many things. I left an extremely cushy Google job where I was doing really well to start Udly. From the outside, it looks like we're doing really well, but it's hard on a day-to-day, right? We haven't yet started monetizing. There's a lot of pressure. Everyone has advice for me, all the way from like my mom to cousin to some Toastmaster to some person who's never used the tool, but will give me advice in abstract, because this is such a broad problem. People use the tool once or twice and they'll say testing 1, 2, 3, is Udly counting my ums, but they won't actually use the tool on a day-to-day basis. Like these are all real issues that I need to overcome. Everyone gets excited about being an ambassador. I'll bring 20 people on. One of them will actually stick on. The biggest thing I've learned through startup life is talk is so cheap. People get excited in abstract, but very few people actually execute on it.
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. I have a couple minutes left. Let me know whenever I should stop talking. Awesome. More questions. Yep, Chetan.
Will this work without the camera?
Yes.
So it listens only to words and it will answer to us.
Yep. Again, a lot of questions like these. The moment you start using the tool, you'll see a solution. But let me go to Udly, sign in, I can come and practice with my camera on or off. I can do audio only. I can upload my podcasts. There we go. Cool. More questions. Oh, I see red, which probably means I should stop. Listen, anyhow, last closing thoughts, join our community. It's really the best place to see Udly updates, to give me feedback, to engage with other Udly members. Like we have stuff like we're starting the World Championship of Impromptu Speaking, where we're going to get people to challenge each other on fun games. And we have weekly leaderboards and whatnot. We'd love to spotlight folks in our community on social media. If you want to be an ambassador, you can check out Team Udly, which is what you use on everyday calls to get feedback for all members. Or you can use private Udly, which is my speech coach on this call that nobody knows I'm using and is only detecting my voice. So there's a lot you can do. And we can be reached at info@udly.ai or on the community.
Hi, Mr. Varun. I have one quick query regarding the technology you are using behind Udly.
Yeah, of course, hit me.
I would like to know the technology you are using behind Udly.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get into absolute details, it's React Material UI front end, but we are building on top of large, foundation models and building our own personal bespoke generative app. That's probably too much detail. Like we use Google Cloud Platform. I'm very close to the Microsoft ecosystem. Paul Allen, one of the founders of Microsoft. Microsoft was started by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Paul Allen has this AI institute. That's where we are headquartered out of. So we're very close to folks in Microsoft land. So we use a bunch of their products as well.
And in your introduction, you have mentioned you have worked with Google X project, where you have been to the African continent, where you have put the internet over the unreachable locations. Now, what was your project experience and how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, this is side note, but for those of you all who aren't familiar, Google X is a sister company to Google that works on a lot of their moonshot projects. So self-driving cars, drones, balloon-powered internet, robotics, all of that happens at Google X. I was an early employee on a project where the idea was, look, there are places in India that don't get internet, and the economics of digging fiber cables there are just too expensive. Right? It's a remote area. It's an island off the coast of Vijayawada. There's too much traffic on the road of Bombay. You can't stop traffic to dig fiber cables. In space, the way the International Space Station talks to satellites is using invisible lasers. Our idea was, what if we take these invisible lasers and bring them to the ground and use it to bring internet? So let's say I have internet at point A, use an invisible laser and shoot that internet to point B. So I was doing that in rural India. And then I wanted to travel and explore the world. So I moved to Africa, where I was in Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, South Sudan, etc., setting up these invisible laser systems. But then I quit to start Udly. So we will see if that was a wise decision or not.
Thank you, Mr. Varun. Anyway, a change is inevitable. Maybe the change from Google has helped you to build this Udly.
Well, I mean, time will tell.
Yes. Any more questions from our audience to Mr. Varun?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to stay on a couple extra minutes. I want to make sure like people feel fully bought in. I'm super disappointed that there are 126 people on this call and like 3 with their camera on.
Yeah.
Okay, now I guilt trip more people. That's bad. Okay.
So, Master, can we have a group photo with our keynote speaker as well as the audience? Yeah, see, we have now a lot of people
I know
coming
this
in.
is great. I should have said this at the start of my talk.
So, Master, please capture this moment.
Yeah, it's done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now it's time to say goodbye to our keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and honored keynote speaker, on behalf of DTAC 2023, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude and offer a vote of thanks to our esteemed keynote speaker, Mr. Varun Puri. Mr. Varun, your presence here today has been incredibly privileged, and your insightful presentation has left an indelible impact on all of us. We are immensely grateful for the time, effort, and the expertise you have shared with us. Your words have not only enlightened us, but also inspired us to think differently, to embrace innovation, and to strive for excellence in our respective endeavors. Your unique perspective and valuable insights have opened our minds to new possibilities. And we are truly fortunate to have had the opportunity to learn from you. We would like to acknowledge you by giving a certificate of appreciation. Slide Master, can we have the certificate displayed? Thank you, Mr. Varun.
Thank you so much. You definitely put me up on a pedestal. I have no like vision or nothing fancy to say. It's just people use Udly. Like, let me know what you think. It's like really not as big of a deal, but thank you, and I'm very touched.
Thank you, Mr. Varun. With a round of applause, we are signing out with our keynote speaker.
Well, I'll hang out in the chat for a couple more minutes in case folks have questions, but I'll get on mute.
Yes, thank you very much. And with this note, I hand over my segment to our charming Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Sanaya. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Godson. And special thanks to you, Toastmaster Varun. That was a lovely insight into Udly, and this could really revolutionize how we work on our public speaking skills. And I'm sure every member here have got their questions answered. Now, we just need a little bit of time to actually go into Udly and explore. So let's all take a small break where we can get our cups of coffee, go on to Google, type udly.ai and see what it's actually all about. As Toastmaster Varun said that he'll be on chat, so any more questions, please do ask away. Timer and Zoom Master, please note that we will be coming back at 11:30 p.m. to start the evaluation contest DTAC 2023 finals. With that, I give you all a small break that you all require. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone has had the break they really needed to absorb the knowledge that they have gained today. Maybe with that cup of coffee or tea, flipping through the District 105 newsletter, or even exploring Udly. I also hope that Toastmaster Varun has received many more questions to answer. So let's move on to the exciting part that has got us all waiting in anticipation, the contests. We have heard from so many inspiring speakers who have shared their ideas, their opinions, and their visions for the better future. But the best never stop just there. They always propel forward. There's always time to learn more and improve to be the ultimate speaker. As we have witnessed the propelling DTAC competitions so far, we all know that the only competition that actually matters is the competition within ourselves. Having said that, let me commence the evaluation contest DTAC 2023 finals. To conduct the evaluation contest meticulously, we have amongst us a very passionate Toastmaster since 2018, who has held various ex-compositions over the years, from secretary to VP PR to VP Education, and now she's the president of Morrison Muscat Toastmasters Club. In fact, she has also been the outstanding Toastmaster of her club. As for her personal life, she's a proud mother of 2 girls and truly believes in the motto, forgive and forget, if you really want to live a happy life. Let us all welcome the evaluation contest chair, Toastmaster Kamini Shah. Toastmaster Kamini, the screen is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Aya Parker, our master of ceremony, for an amazing introduction. Let's have a round of applause for Toastmaster Sanaya Parker too. District Director, District Program Quality Directors, District Club Growth Directors, Division Directors, dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to you all. It is an honor to be your contest chair for the District 105 DTAC 2023 Speech Evaluation Contest. Just an hour back, when I was all ready and set for the contest, my daughter comes to me exclaiming, "Ma, you look gorgeous, just perfect for the contest chair. However, my advice to you is to change your earrings and wear a beautiful smile for enhancing the contest chair look of confidence." How many of you go through this every day? We all go through feedbacks either at home or at office for our projects or with friends. These feedbacks mostly help us in uplifting and making us better in accomplishing our task. The purpose of evaluation contest is the same, to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities, to learn by observing the more proficient speakers, and to create an original, highly improbable evaluation team. Every change-oriented person appreciates genuine suggestions given for his improvements, as much as based on recognition of his merits. That's exactly what evaluation is all about. Let's commence with the contest. Our chief judge today is distinguished Toastmaster Sunil Kotharathil. Zoom master, can we have him spotlighted? Please join me in welcoming the chief judge and his team of judges. Before we commence the contest, please allow me to state the rules of this contest for the sake of the audience. The contestants have been briefed about the rules of the contest. The contest shall begin with a test speech of 5 to 7 minutes by a test speaker. The meeting room shall be locked after the test speaker finishes the. Contestants may make their notes on a white paper as the test speaker is delivering the speech and have to keep their cameras on throughout the contest. After the test speech is completed, all contestants will be escorted by the Sergeant-at-Arms team to a breakout room and given 5 minutes to write their notes. Timer 1 will accompany the contestants and time the 5 minutes duration in the breakout room. The contestants should keep their video and microphone on during the entire duration while they are in the breakout room. The speech evaluation will be for 3 minutes. The timing signals shall be as follows. The green light will be turned on after 2 minutes and shall remain on. The yellow light will be turned on after 2 minutes and 30 seconds and shall remain on. The red light will be turned on after 3 minutes and will remain on till the presentation is completed. There will be no indication given to the contestant if he or she exceeds the time limit. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. There will be 1 minute of silence after each contestant for the judges to complete their ballots. Now coming to the technical glitches rules. If the test speaker loses connection, we will allow him 2 minutes for the speaker to come back. The test speaker picks up from the point where he or she left off. If he or she cannot come back in 2 minutes, we play a recorded video of the test speech. If the contestant loses connections before the completion of test speech, he or she will be allowed to connect back and proceed with contest. While moving to and fro the breakout room or during preparation time inside the breakout room, if the contestant loses connection, he has to forego the contest. While delivering the evaluation and the contestant loses connection, he or she cannot be allowed to reconnect, and the judges will mark their ballots based on what they have heard. Now, let us meet our contestants. Please allow me to introduce the contestants in the speaking order as determined by a draw of lots. We have 6 contestants competing today. Before announcing the contestant's name, let me mention on the eligibility rules. To be eligible, a contestant must be a Toastmaster in good standing in a club with good standing, not be a current district or international officer, nor have declared the intent to run for district or international office. As such, I hereby confirm that all contestants are eligible to compete. Now, I will announce the name of the contestants. Contestants, you are requested to respond by switching on the camera and microphone and saying hello as your name is announced. Let us start. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Devi Narayan.
Hello, contestant. Good morning.
Good morning. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Suresh Karta. Suresh Karta. Hello.
Good morning, contestant. Hello.
Good morning. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Agnik Bose.
Very good morning, contest chair.
Good morning. Can we have all the contestants keeping your mics unmuted so we can do it quick? Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Hariharan. Toastmaster Hariharan. Toastmaster Hariharan.
Yes. Good afternoon, good morning to people in the UAE and Oman.
Good morning, sir. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Shalini Botello. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster Richard Pereira. These are the jubilant evaluation speech contestants.
Hello, everyone.
Finals. Please give a big round of applause for all our contestants. Zoom Master, kindly capture this remarkable moment. Thank you. Now we have something innovative this year, and that is during the 1 minute silence period, we will be sharing a storyline with you in 8 different slides, wherein the story will progressively continue with the moral of the story at the very end. And in case you missed out on any of the side, we will be showing these slides again during the 3 minute silence so that you can engage in the story continuously. Get ready to view something new in DTAC 2023. It is time now to begin the contest. I'm sure the Zoom masters and timers are ready. Contestants, are you ready? Audience, I'm sure you are geared up to witness a scintillating contest. Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Sunil Kodadil, may I seek your permission, sir, to begin this contest?
Thank you, contest chair. Please go ahead.
Sure, sir. Thank you, Chief Judge. Allow me to introduce the test speaker for the day. Our test speaker is Toastmaster Anu Matthews. Speech title, The Legacy Continues. The Legacy Continues, Toastmaster Anu Matthews. Over to you, Toastmaster Anu.
Thank you, contest chair. Am I audible? Thank you. Excuse me, ma'am. May I come in? Yes, please take your seat. Good morning. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. How are you? I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you. How is Rohan? Ma'am, you still remember him? Ma'am, he's a doctor now. In fact, he topped his university exams as well. Oh, that's nice to hear. Well, today I've called you to discuss about Rahul's performance. He has not been faring well lately. Could you please look into his daily activities? Sure, ma'am. Contest chair, eminent panel of judges, energetic contestants, enthusiastic audience. That evening was a miserable one for Rahul. He was beaten up very badly. Mama, no, Mama, Mama, no. This became a regular affair. You know why? Rahul's elder brother, Rohan, was a topper, had perfect grades, clean image, clean records. When the younger son, Rahul, did not bring home the same name, the parents were frustrated. Their name in their society was getting spoiled. The frustration was taken out on the poor boy. Now, did this bring out any positive or encouraging outcome? The boy ended up not doing his work, took out his frustration on his fellow mates. Now, unfortunately, the parents were in school frequently, but for the wrong reasons. This is just one incident. Hundreds and hundreds of students fall from the ladder of happiness and related success year after year due to the over-expectation of parents, or to be precise, wanting a perfect image for themselves and their children, ending up in disastrous results. Years roll by, Rahul has grown up. He participated in a competition where a team of students work together, design a product, and advertise the product. The panel of judges view the product and then ask the team members questions individually to know their expertise. By now, Rahul was a different person, having imbibed all the qualities his parents wanted. He wanted to steal the show, so he did a final makeover in the presentation and kept his teammates blind about what he had done. Little did he know that if his teammates did not answer with utmost precision, he would fail. That day, a brilliant team fell. Along with the team, Rahul fell. All he wanted was a clean image, but a failure. Years roll by. Rahul is a young professional. Recently, this is what Rahul's mom shared with me, with tears flowing down her eyes. Rahul had a presentation to make. For days, he had been working for it. He had not been noticing anything that was happening around him. In fact, his mother wanted to meet the doc, but due to his lack of time, busy schedule, he made an online consultation with the doctor and got her the necessary pills. In fact, he told the doctor that he would be able to bring her only after his busy schedule, because as described by the doctor, the situation was a mild one. However, during all these days, Rahul's mom faithfully woke up in the morning, prepared his breakfast, packed it. Even on that day, she did the same thing. But in his tension and hurry, Rahul didn't want anything. A mother being a mother, she took Rahul a glass of milk. Now, when he turned round, the milk spilled on his shirt. He was terribly upset. Mama, what did you do? You don't know what you're doing. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm not your little boy anymore. Mama, I'm just working for a clean image. The words struck his mom deep inside. She was shattered. I could feel her heart, for the scar that he left her with that morning was too deep. But tell me, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't this the same scar she left on the poor boy years back? The presentation was done, lots of appreciation poured in, pictures clicked, all came out in the family WhatsApp group. But Rahul's mom was reminiscing the ways in which she had brought him up. This is an era of perfection. Everybody wants to be perfect. But do we realize the scars we leave on our families, all those associated with us? Can't we not do it without leaving scars? Is this a legacy we leave? A great man said, everybody has flaws. Nobody is perfect. But it takes a real man or a real woman to look past those flaws. Being perfect, trying to be one are all incredible qualities, but it can turn out to be toxic if we don't deal it with care. Had Rahul's mom grown him up gently, correcting his imperfections, I'm sure she wouldn't be crying so bitterly. Dear Toastmasters, I've just one question. Are we leaving behind a legacy to build up Happy homes. Contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anu Matthews. May I now request the Zoom master to kindly escort the contestants, Sergeant at Arms team, and the timer 1 to the breakout room. CJ is also gone.
CJ in the breakout room.
Okay. Meanwhile, by the time CJ is returning and the 5 minutes is there, let us have the participation certificate for our test speaker, Toastmaster Anu Matthews. Can we have that? Zoom master, slide master, are you ready?
Just a minute, we'll display it.
Sure, no issues. Meanwhile, Toastmaster Anu, can you just confirm that all the contestants have gone inside the breakout room, Toastmaster Vinish?
Yes, confirm they are in the breakout.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinish. Toastmaster Anu, I have a few queries for you. Let us know you better. So, which Toastmaster club do you belong to, Toastmaster Anu?
I represent the ISM Toastmasters Club.
Okay. And when did you join ISM?
I joined ISM in 2003.
Nice. So what do you love to do in your free time?
I like to be busy. So I have a line of activities, school, church. So
Okay.
these are my areas of occupation, basically. I'm occupied with all activities related to school and church.
So what motivated you to join Toastmasters? I'm
I
sure.
want to be a confident speaker.
Okay. Let me felicitate you with this participation certificate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Contest Chair.
Thank you so much to be the test speaker today for our DTAC finals. Let us have a round of applause once again for Toastmaster Anu Matthews. We'll quickly have trivia. How is everybody ready with that? Can I have thumbs up at least, even if you can't on your windows? And will the chat be on, Toastmaster Vinish, for some time?
That is enabled.
Yeah, okay, it's enabled. Okay. Everybody is ready. I'm just starting the trivia. Let's have a short trivia. Let us see. Okay. Can everybody see this? Can I have a thumbs up so I know that somebody is? Yes. Correct. It's Iron Man. Next. Guess the movie. Guardian of the Galaxy. Correct. We have very intelligent people here, or who are movie bluffers, I think. Next is guess the hidden meaning in this. And this now. Three blind mice, correct. Guess the hidden meaning in this. Come on, we need more answers. Where is everyone? Bees? No. 5 bees? No. No, not flying bee. Not bumblebees. The answer is belong. Next, we have, what is the meaning in this? Come on. Three and one on one, no. It is no one is perfect. Next, an anagram riddle. A piece of wood stuck in your finger and a precious metal. Okay, the time is up, so I'll have to stop. We'll continue afterwards. Thank you, Zoom Master, Toastmaster Vinish Matthews. 1 minute. Yes. Is our first contestant?
Just a minute, hold on.
Is timer one, is toast contestant number 1 inside? Yeah. Our first contestant is Toastmaster Devi Narayan. Toastmaster Devi Narayan, please confirm that timers 1 and timer 2 screens are visible.
Yes, Contest Chair. Both the timers are visible.
Toastmaster Devi Narayan, kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is feedback.
Evaluation is feedback.
I confirm that you are audible and visible.
Thank you, Contest Chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Toastmaster Devi Narayan. Toastmaster Devi Narayan, contestant number 1.
Toastmaster Anu, thank you for that timely reminder, because we are being constantly pushed by the society to have that clean image, and unfortunately, we fall into that trap. Contest Chair, esteemed judges, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Anu in particular, a very warm good afternoon. Yours was a heart-touching story, delivered in a very gentle and conversational manner. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Anu. Let us analyze your speech. Your speech was very well organized. You started with a dialogue which set the tone for the speech. In the body, you had several anecdotes from Rahul's life, and in the end, you had a question for the audience. The message that you had, do not aim for a clean image, was very profound and relatable to us, to everyone. So thank you for choosing that. Your speech had a story, and stories are the best way to communicate a message. I commend you on that. The language that you chose was very appropriate. You had phrases like fall from the ladder of success, a mother being a mother, and so many more. And I would appreciate you on that. Your style of delivery was very pleasant. It seemed like we were having a conversation, and you were very confident as well. A couple of recommendations. I would have loved if you had a very clear call to action to all the audience members, such as, audience, I urge you to do this, something like that. Secondly, yours was a story, but there was no element of personal element. There was no personal takeaway. I would have loved to hear what action did you take as a teacher to imbibe such a thing in your counseling with parents and students. A personal touch would have made the speech more authentic. I would have also loved if you had added a little bit of humor to your speech. It would have made it more interesting. You had several dialogues in your speech between yourself and the parent or between the mother and the son. I would have loved if you had a little bit of voice modulation, change in the tone, so it would have made the speech more interesting to the audience members. At several instances in your speech, your hands were clutched. It would be advisable to make it open, which reflect your confidence. Similarly, during the dramatic elements, a little bit of change in the facial expressions, such as, no, mama, no, would have added more interesting, would have made it more interesting. A little bit of exuberance in your speech would have also done well. I would have loved if you had positioned your camera in a better manner so that your head did not get cut off when you were getting close to it. So that should be important while delivering a speech virtually. Like I said, in short, that was a brilliant message with a pleasant and conversational delivery, a clear ending, a little bit of focus on voice modulation and the body language, a little bit of drama and humor and personal element would make the speech even more impactful and useful to all the audience members. All the best. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you. Toastmaster Devina, kindly accept your certificate of participation. Kindly keep your video on till end of the contest.
Thank you, Contest Chair.
Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer. Thank you, time. Our second contestant is Toastmaster Suresh R. Karta. Toastmaster Suresh Karta, please confirm that timers 1 and timers 2 are visible.
Contest Chair, I confirm timer 1 and timer 2 are clearly visible.
Thank you. Toastmaster Suresh R. Karta, kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is feedback.
Evaluation is feedback.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Toastmaster Suresh R. Karta. Toastmaster Suresh R. Karta, contestant number 2. Over to you.
Contest Chair, judges, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my speaker, Toastmaster Anu Matthews. Listening to your speech today Anu Matthews, has given me an awakening of the parenting system which we have, and especially with a call to action. Anu Matthews, what I liked in your speech is your opening. You started it, you were very interactive. The characters you intend to portray between the teacher and you and the mother was vivid. The language, good use of vocabulary. I like the way you use the vocabulary. Clear image, over expectation, at most precise, filled her heart. These are words which really convey better. Also, you occasionally smile because there was some part which you would like to convey, which related to me much better. Now, let me dig deep more into your speech. What you excelled was you narrated a true story. Why I'm saying it's a true story is it likes a story which happens next door and in most of our families. In fact, that when you had these stories happening, it conveyed the content what you want to do to me and to my fellow audience. Also, you also use emotion slightly, which you could have done better. Now, one more factor which you liked very well was the way you just moved around quite subtly so that you could content and send me the message was important. Anu Matthews, to make you a different speaker, to differentiate you from the rest of the speakers, I have 2 to 3 suggestions. In fact, you had more chance to show emotions because you spoke of Rohan and Roshan, your son, which was Rohan and Rahul. When Rohan was doing well, you could have been more happy. But as Rahul's dipped slowly, you could have slowly said he was doing bad, it happened. And more important, you should have given enough pauses so that the emotion connect is there to me. Number 2, milk spill, which has happened in all our homes. We all can think, yes, it happens. You're getting ready for an interview, presentation, mother's ready with the breakfast, but you just said, the milk spilled and the clothes were dirty. There are some chance where you could have really made more impact and the message would have been much better to me. And of course, I would also request you to improve on your expressions. And of course, when you have more expressions, what you're trying to tell me reflects in me much better. Well, in summary, Anu Matthews, your speech was excellent. You had a good opening, closing. You spoke of a legacy from 2 sons which are different. You had a good brevity. But if you could give more pauses so that your emotions can reach me much better. And plus, also, you can have how you can coordinate with those 2. I'm sure your speech will go to a very next level. All the best to you and look forward to your next one. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you. Toastmaster Suresh Kartam, kindly accept your certificate of participation. Kindly keep your video on till the end of the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence after the judges to mark their ballots. Let us continue the story during this second 1 minute silence. Remember, the story is continuing in all slides. Thank you, timer. Our third contestant is Toastmaster Agnik Bose. Please confirm that time and timer 2 screens are visible. Toastmaster Agnik Bose, kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is feedback.
Evaluation is feedback.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, Toastmaster Agnik Bose. Toastmaster Agnik Bose, contestant number 3. Over to you.
Everybody has flaws, but the only real man, a real woman looks past those flaws. Contest chair, my panel of judges, and ladies and gentlemen, today we witnessed a heart-wrenching story of a mother. We witnessed a captivating story of a fighter and a believer. We witnessed a storyline which I'm very sure, including me, all of us have experienced it either as parents or as students. Well done, Toastmaster Annie Matthew. You hit the bull's eye of picking a storyline which hooks on to the audience and the audience hooks on to you. Well done. What I love is the risk-taking what you did. You started your storytelling with a theatric of not just you, but 2 characters into the picture. Now that ensured the curiosity within everyone in the audience, including me. And I was wondering, what is next? You hooked on to the audience yet again. Toastmaster Annie Matthew, in storytelling, there is always a scope of continuous improvement. Like Mark Twain has said, that continuous improvement is always better than a delayed perfection. Now, in my humble opinion, I have got 3 suggestions for you. When you do character introduction, it is very important that you have a beginning and a clear end to every characters you introduce in your story. I was waiting to know what the teacher you spoke to in the beginning of the story feels about your children's success today. So that will give a total justification of everyone you include in your story. My second suggestion is your eye contact. Always remember any speech, whether online, offline, eye contact wins the race. Now, what I noticed was there were certain places where your eye contact went beyond the screen. Do not do that. Be very ensured that you look at the camera so that you're looking at every eye in your audience. Now, the next very important point is expressions. In storytelling, more than words, very impactful are the expression. They should speak for the words you say. Your body language should speak for the words you say. I was expecting more expressions in your speech. When your son was crying out of help after the first day of beating, I wanted you to enact how your son was saying, "Mama, no, don't hit me. Don't hit me, Mama." To show that pain, to bring the audience inside that room of the conversation of you and your son. That would have made it very impactful. 5 things, Toastmaster, and you will make your speech into the road of perfection. The key message, keep it alive, your impactful body language, the eye expressions and eye contact, use proper stage and the gripping storyline. Let it be as rock solid as this fist in your next attempt. Godspeed, Toastmaster Annie Matthew. Godspeed. Over to the contest chair.
Thank you. Toastmaster Agnik Bose, kindly accept your certificate of participation. Kindly keep your video on till the end of the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Thank you, timer 1. Our fourth contestant is Toastmaster Hariharan V. Please confirm that timer 1 and timer 2 screens are visible.
Give me a second, contest master. Yes, I can see timer 1 and timer 2 right at the top of the screen.
Toastmaster Hariharan, kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is feedback.
Evaluation is feedback.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4, Toastmaster Hariharan. Toastmaster Hariharan, contestant number 4. Over to you.
Good is the enemy of great. Jim Collins. Toastmaster of the, in fact, contest master, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, wish you all a good afternoon from India. Today, Toastmaster Anna Matthew gave us a beautiful speech, or rather good speech, on 2 things. In fact, leaving scars with our children, our future offsprings, and number 2, what should be the legacy that we leave them with. Toastmaster Anna Matthew, I must tell you, there were many aspects that were good with your speech. Let's pick up the first ones right at the top. You began with an anecdote, and as per TED, the best way is to have an anecdote, or there are 7 aspects, and you tick the first box where you grab our attention with that anecdote that you opened with. Number 2, that you had beautifully knit within your speech was that personal story, which was emotional, and must I say, you at the end persuaded us on that thought process of what should we leave for our offspring, that is our children. So you had a beautiful message as well, which is a strong message right at the end, which came in talking of the scars. Number 3, what I saw was you also had very clear gestures. You had the stage with you. You had some movement around. You had an open body, so you could actually feel that you were confident. As I would say, you know what, you could see sobriety in your speech because I could see conviction coming through with your smile. You were absolutely, there was enough amount of brevity because simple words, short sentences. All in all, if you ask me in the positives, you had ticked all the boxes. Now, if I were to make this speech great, what would I have done? You began with that anecdote and you left us with saying that, yes, Rahul became a doctor, but let me tell you what happened. And you started your story. When you ended, you just said that you ended abruptly, if you ask me, in terms of what is it that we want to leave as a legacy for our children. So if I were you, what would I have done is this. I would have brought in the opening to the closing by saying that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the scars that we leave for our children if we don't bring them up. And give us 3 pointers that we could do next time differently as children or as parents while bringing up children. That's one. Second thing, when you are also talking about characters, I would love to see you describing those characters. How did Rahul look? How did Rohit look? Last but not the least, remember, this speech is a good speech. You can make it great if you can bring in your strength, sobriety, brevity, and if you can add in the opening to the closing, you would make a great speech. Over to you, Pankaj.
Thank you. Toastmaster Hariharan, kindly accept your certificate of participation. Kindly keep your video on till the end of the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you. Our fifth contestant is Toastmaster Shalini Botello. Please confirm that timer 1 and timer 2 screens are visible.
Yes, they are visible.
Toastmaster Shalini Botello, kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is feedback.
Evaluation is feedback.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 5, Toastmaster Shalini Botello. Toastmaster Shalini Botello, contestant number 5. Over to you.
Leaving behind legacies. A wonderful message which I could relate to, being a mother of 2. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Anu Matthews in particular. What an uplifting speech that left us all speechless. You floated a very important message on leaving legacies. What I loved about your speech was that it was well structured. Your opening that started with a dialogue, an interactive session, the body that the experience that you had with overprotecting of children, and the conclusion, are we leaving legacies behind to build happy homes? That wrapped it all that you had to say. I love the opening body and conclusion, which reinforced the purpose. I love the way it all came together. The second thing, it had a story, and story gives us great insight. Didn't she speak from her heart today? Yes, and that's the way to connect. The third, I noticed you had excellent poses. For example, a brilliant team fell. Rahul fell. Well-timed silences can add impact to your speech. The third and most important thing was your emotions, tears flowing down your eyes. And also when you were shattered, that's the lowest of the low moment. Now, how can we make this an even powerful speech? I noticed you were not very consistent with the facial expressions, with the information and the feeling that you were talking about. For example, in the WhatsApp group, in the family, that embarrassment. And also when he was on the lowest of the low, you were smiling, you were nodding. The audience will be fizzled out and get confused. So try to be consistent. Secondly, I also felt that you were having your hands clasped most of the time. Just relax, leave them to your sides. I also expected a little sprinkle of humor that could add flavor to your speech. I wanted you to build that emotional connection, that bond with the audience, because it was a touching story where you had to give a takeaway message. The scars that we leave behind, that body language, which I really wanted to see. You had a dialogue. And finally, that conclusion. Are we leaving behind legacies to build happy homes? You're having a takeaway message. So I wanted that sense of depth, that punch. Make sure you leave your final sentence with power, with professionalism, with polish, and with a positive tone, because that's what the audience will remember, which is our takeaway message. To summarize, it was quite a well-structured speech with a story, with pauses. And if you could only focus on the facial expressions, your virtual background, sometimes when you got disconnected with your hands cut off, your hands clasped, the monotonous tone, I'm sure you'll be a shining star in your Toastmasters journey. Over to you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Shalini Botello, kindly accept your certificate of participation. Kindly keep your video on till the end of the contest. Let us give 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Our sixth contestant is Toastmaster Richard Pereira. Please confirm that timer 1 and timer 2 screens are visible.
Yes, I can see timer 1 and timer 2.
Please, Toastmaster Richard Pereira, kindly repeat the statement. Evaluation is feedback.
Evaluation is feedback.
I confirm that you are audible and visible. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 6, Toastmaster Richard Pereira. Toastmaster Richard Pereira, contestant number 6. Over to you.
The legacy continues. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll share the assessment that what we saw today was a Toastmaster, a speaker who was confident, cool, and composed. What we heard today was a speech delivered passionately on a subject dear to her heart. And what we felt was a prick to our conscience, asking us to think about the legacy we want to leave. Toastmaster Anu, I really enjoyed your speech today. There were a few things that stood out for me. One was your use of gestures. You really know how to use your hands to communicate. But even more powerfully, you use your expressions to poke our hearts to get us thinking. The second thing I really liked was that your speech had a clear structure, an opening, a story, one of childhood, a story, two of adolescence, conflict with Mum and Rahul, and the message you wanted to bring out. You use words like years roll by, era of perfection, the scars we leave. Each of these phrases poking us, touching us, getting us to think. Now, could I offer you 2 suggestions that could take your speech potentially to the next level? And my suggestions come at the top of your speech and at the bottom. At the top, you use dialogue as an opening. May I suggest that you use storytelling? Rahul's mom was seated in front of the principal at the school, the same school where her son Rohan had graduated from and is now a successful doctor. The same principal who remembered Rahul, but the principal today was talking about something else. That story has a much more punch than the dialogue style that you used. May I suggest you consider using that? At the bottom of your speech, a powerful conclusion needs to really hit home that message to get parents to think about the legacy they want to leave. Consider using phrases like, what we do comes back to us. What goes around comes around. Children learn from what they see and they hear. So remember, the legacy you leave continues beyond you. That powerful closing would have sealed it. So in summary, Toastmaster Anu, you're a confident, cool, and very clear speaker. You delivered a great speech with structure. You used expressions really well. To take your speech to the next level, consider a powerful opening in a storytelling style and a powerful closing. I am confident that with that, your speech would be shining through. Contest chair, over to you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Richard Pereira, kindly accept your certificate of participation. Kindly keep your video on till the end of the contest. Let us have 3 minutes of silence for the judges to mark their ballots and finalize the results. Timer, kindly time the 3 minutes and let me know. Thank you, timer. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give our contestants a round of applause. May I have a virtual round of applause from the audience? I'm sure more than 3 or 4 virtual round of applause. Come on, it's not going to be painful in your hands. It's just a click which you have to show. Let it, yes, because this is your first finals for today. Let us be energetic for the next 2 finals also. Thank you, everyone. I need to wait for the CJ. Okay. This concludes the evaluation speech contest finals. The results, I need to wait, as I mentioned. So for that, can we have our trivia for a short while? Are you all ready? By the time Chief Judge comes back? Can I have some thumbs up somewhere? Anybody is not ready for this? Okay, Sanaya is ready. Anyone else? All have run to the lunchroom, I think. Toastmaster Godson. I need to wait. Thank you, Toastmaster. I'll just share and continue till our chief back. So this is the reply where we had got a piece of wood stuck in your finger is sliver and a precious metal is silver. Next is another word for make bigger. Another word for make bigger and the commander. What is it? Face. A square or a triangle. Shape. The shapes of the moon, face. Where you bid things to buy. Being careful. Auction or caution. Next is, that's nice, pan. A short sleep during the day. Something to cook with, nap and pan, correct. An animal that people ride, the place where land meets sea. Horse and shore. Excellent. Everybody has got this answers. I hope it was not leaked, the paper. Next, past tense of leap, something to serve food on. Lip and plate, exactly. A dog's feet, an insect that stings. Perfect. A sour fruit, a juicy fruit. Come on, Vihang Rajan. Lemon and melon. Yes. Next is a place to see art. Something that makes you sneeze. Gallery and allergy. Correct. Waiting for the Chief Judge to return. Okay, I got the confirmation, so we'll have to finish this and we are back to the serious business, and that is, this concludes the evaluation speech contest finals and I hereby adjourn the District 105 DTAC 2023 Speech Evaluation Contest Finals. The results will be announced at the end of the contest. I request all the contestants to be present at that time with the same screen name as now and keep their videos on. Toastmasters and guests, thank you for your support. I hand over now back to Toastmaster Sanaya Parker, our Master of Ceremony. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Kamini, for conducting such a wonderful evaluation contest. It was very well held. And I'm sure the target speaker, Toastmaster Anu Matthews, will find the contestants' tips very helpful to make their speech shine even brighter. Now, do I hear some stomachs grumbling through the screens? Maybe some eyes diverting towards the sight of food. Maybe the aroma in the air is making you all antsy in your seats. So let's take a break for such a lovely and scrumptious lunch at the comfort of your own homes and come back sated and spirited. Because we have an exciting finals of humorous and table topics, the PQD address, and of course, the most awaited finals. So please stay, don't leave just yet. After all, things are just getting started. Signing off now is your MC Sanaya Parker. Until then, have a wonderful break. Let's meet at 2 o'clock.